Hello everyone and welcome to this new episode of Know Your Grants. I am Antoine Giroir, Senior Grants Consultant at Layton, Canada. And today I'm excited to share with you insights from an instrumental force driving innovation and research in Alberta, the agency called Alberta Innovates. This agency has a mission. It is to deliver on research priorities identified by the Government of Alberta, namely, but not only, you have the agriculture sector, environment, energy, forestry and health. But Alberta Innovates is not only funding, it also acts as a catalyst for innovation and development of companies across the province. They're here to give advice, support in knowledge sharing across the different stakeholders of the province. So whether you're looking for grants and funding, or you're looking for simply advice on how to grow your business, or even specialized applied research contract services, then you can discuss with Alberta Innovates. Another thing that is worth noting is, as long as your company is involved in innovation, whether you are in the early stage of project development or you are close to commercialization, Alberta Innovates will have the tools and resources to help you. Now that we have introduced Alberta Innovates, we're going to take a closer look to a couple of grants that they are currently offering. Of course, it's 2 out of maybe 100. There's a lot of resources available, as we said. The first step, whenever you're dealing with Alberta Innovates, will be to reach out to the agency. You will have the link, the phone numbers, anything you need to in the description of this video. The first grant that we're going to discuss today is the Commercialization Associate Hiring Grant, with which you can get up to $120,000 to cover 75% of the salary of the associates. Now, what's the goal behind that? Basically, Alberta Innovates is here to support talent attraction, to support your company expanding into existing or new markets, as long as your innovation is at the heart of a project. Similarly, you have the second grant we want to discuss today, which is the Industry Research and Development Associate Grants. With this one, you can get up to $105,000 to cover, again, 75% of the salary of the associates you're going to hire for over a year. So as you see, very similar to the rule of the first grant. The only difference is really that these employees will focus on R&D missions, which is the development of your technology. Basically, Alberta Innovates want to help de-risk your R&D investments. Now that we've covered the difference between those two grants, there are more similarities to explore. The first one would be that you need to have less than 500 employees to be eligible. You also need to make less than $500 million in revenue to be eligible, and you cannot have more than 2 employees' salaries covered by these grants. So this will entirely depend on the conversation with your agent. The initial conversation is very important. You will either have 1 employee, 2 applications maybe, 1 in R&D, 1 for the commercialization, 2 in R&D, 2 in commercialization. Depends on your needs, depends on your situation, and depends on the agency really. Another thing that is important to remember, you will still have to cover 25% of the salary. This funding, this grant, cannot last more than a year. And the last important information to remember is you can apply without having identified a candidate. If you do, you're going to receive pre-approval. You will then have 6 months to identify your candidate and complete your application. Again, if you want to apply with an employee that you've hired less than 12 months ago, that is completely doable. However, if you submit your application and your employee has been with you for 12 months and 1 day, then it becomes automatically not eligible. The application process for those grants is quite straightforward. The initial step is to contact the agency. You will be able to introduce your company, your project, and your objectives to an agent specialized in your sector. You will then receive the green light to apply. Then starts the work to gather all the relevant information to your project, put it together, and finally, eventually, submit the application. Of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Layton. We'll be happy to help. And that's it for today. Thank you for your attention, and I will see you again in the next video.